What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Off the Schneid. We're ripping sprints. I jumped in one thinking I'd have to wait for it to fill because typically that's how it goes. Literally snap filled. I literally jumped into it 2 minutes ago, and here we are. Snap filled, went live. We're ripping a sprint. Apologies if you're in the chat and wanted to draft with me. I thought this would take some time to fill, but here we are. We'll rip another one after this, though. So if you do want to rip a sprint draft with me, then we'll be able to do that right after this one. So I obviously we have the promo, which is the big reason why we're doing this. That was clean. There's the draft 7. Same thing they did with the marathon. Draft 7, you get $25. You get a free BBM essentially if you draft 7 sprints. So I definitely wasn't doing it with the marathon because I just am not doing it. But I will with this. So I might go a different direction than Gibbs, but I mean, it's really tough to go a different direction. I've drafted like 4 or 5 of these, and I have a lot of Gibbs already, but like what other direction do I go here? Neighbors, probably. I don't know. Maybe I should have brought up Christian McCaffrey there or something, but that's all right. That's all right. What's up to the chat? We got Hartman. What's happening, man? Appreciate you coming in. Huhaim stopping in. Thanks for coming around. Yeah, we ripped on earlier. I was trying to get my 7 in. I think if I do 2 tonight on stream, that'll be the 7 by tomorrow, essentially. I've obviously got some slows going, which I don't love, but like it takes a while for these to fill. So yeah, hence why I jumped in it early before hopping in the stream here. Typically, they take a little bit to fill, but here we are. This one filled quick. I have a feeling the next one we do may not. But yeah, after doing this tournament with the Fantasy Dog Pound the other night, about a week or 2 ago or something like that, it's pretty fun. Like you advance out of your pod and you're already in the finals. That's pretty fun. It's a pretty good time. You're not dead. 9,300 people in the finals, so it's either $20 or 150 grand, right? Like, but obviously a lot of people are going to have multiple teams in the final. 9,300 teams, it's pretty massive. But even like, what is it? Top 75, you get $1,000 back. What's a max enter in this? Max enter would be $2,000. No, $3,000. So wow, you still got to finish like top 50. That's pretty tough. I'm not going to max enter this thing personally, but I do want to get in like, I don't know, 50 at least kind of thing, something like that. Definitely want all tournaments up. I don't have enough of these in yet to worry about just my sprint exposures. Probably once I get up to like 2025, we can definitely get into that. We got Chaz Michelson, CBK's in here. He's at the 1. We got some goat horns here. Those look like goat horns here for House Always Wins. We got Jay Riddle. I've definitely drafted with Jay Riddle before. Definitely drafted with LOL Hot Dogs, that's for sure. Jax Brown. We got some more goat horns. So should be some pretty sharp drafters in this room. Let's go. I'm not drafting a lot of AJ Brown as in 0 so far. I mean, Gibbs Taylor feels good. Let's get a little different. Let's bring in Josh Jacobs. I mean, I have a lot of Gibbs McConkey, a lot of Gibbs Taylor. I don't really want to go down that road either. God, I don't love being at the 6th spot right now. Let's do Jacobs just for fun. Mix it up a little bit. I don't love being at the 6th spot anymore. That used to be kind of somewhere I really liked. But now there's a little more uncertainty. And then the 2nd round pick, I'm not a huge fan of. Like Bucky gets pulled up sometimes. Drake London's not falling to there pretty much ever. So I don't know. You can pull up, like I just pulled up Josh Jacobs, obviously, but you could pull up like T. Higgins. McBride, if you really wanted to. Brock Bowers went in the first round. That's interesting. So Bowers, Bucky, that's definitely unique. Quarterbacks are pulled up a little bit. So Josh Allen goes already. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. I bet they keep dropping sprint promos this summer. Probably. I'd imagine they're going to put a pretty big effort into filling it this year after there was overlay last year. Both the marathon and the sprint, I think they'll put some effort into filling those things. I'm hoping they rip another deposit bonus soon. That'd be nice. Max that sucker out and get some free entries. JT Best Ball, what's up, man? I was over there last night on the stream with JT Best Ball, so go subscribe to him, help him out, putting in some good work, grinding, drafting every day, streaming every day for the most part, pretty often, more frequent than me. I'll say that. The 6 spot, if you get RB round 1, can force you into double RB start. Absolutely, that's why I'm not loving it right now. I guess we can go Terry McLaurin here, but there's pretty much no way that Daniels makes it back to us. So do I really want to go down that road? Not particularly. Let's do Tyreek. Let's bring him up a little bit. So yeah, as far as strategy is concerned, ADPs are a little different, as we can see here. Like, obviously Brock Bowers is not that high. This drafter pulled up both Bowers and Bucky. That's fine. But quarterbacks are pushed up ADP wise. Josh Allen, Lamar, Daniels. I think even Joe Burrow's, still at his kind of prior ADP to where he was in BBM before. Quarterbacks are just pulled up a little bit, especially the elites. Kind of like the Eliminator. Like, the sprint's a little more similar to the Eliminator as far as ADPs than it is BBM. So there's that. Wraps minicamp with rep day. That's fine. So minicamp's wrapping up too. That's another one. Putt Daddy, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in. Jumped in some sprints, I'd imagine you're talking about. I think it's a fun tournament. I just think it's it's just really fun. But again, strategy is a little different. Like, you do want a game stack. You do want a team stack for sure. You just hope you hit a hot team in the playoffs. So teams like Atlanta, Tampa Bay, potentially Miami, like, there's some certain team schedules that you want to focus on. At least I want to focus on personally when building out my rosters in this structure. So obviously teams that can score, that have kind of high ceilings, that's, hence why the quarterbacks are pushed up a little bit. Especially, again, the elites, they have the higher ceiling. Makes sense. Again, it's a little more similar to the Eliminator as far as ADPs are concerned, but I don't know. It's just a fun tournament. So that's my biggest motivation for kind of getting into the sprint. It's fun. You're not dead. You make the finals. There's no pod luck. And you're just not cooked. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that aspect. I think it makes it a pretty good time. Do I take a falling James Cook? He's not really falling. That's pretty much at ADP here. I don't think I want to go down that road. I mean, let's just take Devonta Smith on the off chance that Hurts does fall to us. I do not expect him to fall to us whatsoever. I mean, the A.J. Brown drafter's right here, but he took Lamar, so it's possible. But it's kind of just the click anyways. So let's go there. If Hurts falls to us, great. I don't expect him to. So I kind of just want to build out my wide receiver room here. Wouldn't mind looking at game stacking a little bit more. That's typically more of a priority. I mean, Zay Flowers game stacks with Josh Jacobs, but I would expect the house always wins here, the Lamar drafter, to take him. But we'll see. You could bring in oh no, Pickens just went. Never mind. I was going to say you could bring in Pickens with the CD Lamb start. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little more picky with where I draft. I really like being at the front. Like 1 through 3, 1 through 4 is really clean, or Yeah, 1 through 4, the top 4 picks or the last 4 picks, I kind of think are the way to go. 9 through 12 or 1 through 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, 8's fine, I guess. You can do similar things to 9. What's the difference? Just 5, 6, 7 are all kind of whatever. Yeah, top 4, bottom 4. I'm not really loving the middle right now. Al Boogie, what's happening, man? We're ripping sprints, We're not running out here. We're sprinting is what we're doing. So we're ripping some sprints for the promo. Man, Hurts might fall to me unless this guy takes him. Yeah, there we go. All right. It worked out. Pretty rare to get a falling quarterback in this contest, I feel like. So I'll definitely take that. Slow sprints today. Never did them before. Did you pay attention to playoff schedule as a whole, or did you just focus on staking teams and not worrying about the 3-week playoff schedule? No, I worry about the 3-week playoff schedule. Like, I'm really trying to, I'll bring one up that I did earlier today. It might have been one with Hartman where I took I had Zay Flowers and Lamar, and then I had to bring back from every team. So if I expect, like here, I might bring back somebody, but I'll probably do that for the Philly side. I'll definitely get a Buffalo piece. I'll probably try to get a Washington piece, and I'll probably try to get a Las Vegas piece. Typically pass catchers. At least with one of my quarterbacks. Like, I want a game stack with those quarterbacks because I'm betting that offense goes off. So that's I do that, and a lot of drafters do that in Best Ball Mania as well. But I think it's more important in this tournament where it's about ceiling for each week, all weeks, right? Like, there's no advancing. So I don't need to worry about getting out of week 15. I just need to score as many points as possible weeks 15, 16, and 17, right? So I want to give all of those weeks the highest potential, right, week in, week out, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my main focus. Jordan Addison makes sense. I mean, Myers and Debo could make some sense here as well. Obviously, they pair with the Philly stack, but I might try to bring that back later, or if they fall to me, I might just take Addison here with Gibbs. I don't know if I want to do that either. Henderson's there. Some nice value on Henderson. Let's do that. Let's do Henderson. That leaves me in a really good spot at running back. This is another thing I'm trying to do, is make sure I have 3 running backs I'm very happy with, and then I can get away from running back for basically the rest of the draft. I can bring in 2 more running backs late. This kind of seals in 5 running back build, 2 quarterback build. So now I should be able to get 8 wide receivers minimum. Like, minimum, I can get 8 wide receivers on this team. Depends on my tight ends. I might be able to get 9. So, yeah, I was talking about it with JT Best Ball on his show last night. Like, just like, know where you are and know where you're going, right? Like, know what kind of build you're going to have as early as possible. I've already nailed down, like, I'm going to have a 2 quarterback build, and I'm going to have a 5 running back build. So now I have flexibility at wide receiver and at tight end. I can kind of move things around in my head and move things around through the draft board, take some falling value when it comes, blah, blah, blah. Like, we can make it work. So that's kind of what I'm focused on in this draft, and any draft realistically, is like, that's something you can do. That's something I like to do. I could take Debo. I can take Khalil Shakir here. I don't need either. If it really comes down to it, I'll probably take Debo just because he pairs with Hurts, pairs with my stack there, and it makes sense, especially when he falls. falls 5 picks back to ADP, I'll click him. If not, Shakir makes a lot of sense, but really it's best player available. I don't need to take Shakir. So I guess it could be Golden or Reed. And then that gives me, oh no, that's, I don't really want that with Josh Jacobs. I don't want that actually. So yeah, it's probably Debo. It is Debo. And then I can bring in a different Buffalo piece easily. So let's do that. Fat Debo. Someone said on Twitter the other day that was hilarious. I thought they said Debo's got the body of a lunch lady. Man, I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious. The magnificent Maple King. There you go. What's up, Bindles? Appreciate you coming in. Hit that like button, guys, if you don't mind. If you're just popping in for the first time, you like the content, hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. Helps me grow. We're on the road to 1,000. Well, we got to hit to 600 first. We're on the road to 600, we'll say. And then we'll be on the road to 1,000. So we're getting there one by one. One by one. The subs have hit a bit of a snag lately. It was growing like crazy for a bit there, but that's how she goes. Baker goes. I was thinking about bringing in Baker there, but we got the Chris Godwin, Mike Evans drafter. That makes sense. I was thinking about Baker with Tyreek Hill, and then I'm done at quarterback. Not necessary, obviously, at all, but that was something that was on my mind as a potential. Probably wouldn't have done it anyways if I'm being honest, but it was definitely something I was thinking about. I could do TJ Hawkinson pairs up with Gibbs when I didn't take Addison. It makes more sense to take Hawkinson. But I think it's Mooney here. I think it has to be Mooney. I got to catch up a little bit at wide receiver. So let's do Mooney. If for some reason Hawkinson falls to me, I'll definitely take him, but I highly doubt that happens. So I got to feel pretty good about my wide receivers, actually. Like, I feel like I caught up. I feel like I'm in a decent spot. I probably will be taking one more right here after this kind of cliff falls off. There goes Hawkinson. No shocker there. Makes sense. That's why I jumped in some slows so I could think it out since I haven't done that contest before. Yeah, I'm in slow draft hell right now, especially with these sprints, if I'm being honest. I think I have, well, especially with the German Shepherd, I should say. I've got like 10 German Shepherds. I've got like 4 sprints on the go. It's a little aggressive, but it is what it is. Tuning in for the first time, curious about your overall thoughts on Tyreek. He's such an ideal wide receiver 1 in this build because he's just a bet that maybe he's just good again. But do you like him in other builds too? Appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks for coming in, clicking the button on the Twitter machine. If you have a YouTube account, jump over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. I like Tyreek, man. Like I do. He had that wrist injury before the season started, like heading into the season, and he probably should have gotten surgery then. He didn't want to, wanted to play through the season. He got the wrist surgery. He's back. He's catching balls. The second surgery was nothing. It was a big nothing burger. It was always going to happen. It's to get the screws out of his wrist. So there's really no concern there as far as, the second surgery is concerned. Tyreek is still Tyreek, man. Like it's all going to come down to Tua. All of it comes down to Tua. We know that. We've seen it. We've seen him with Tua. We've seen him without Tua, right? So it's all going to come down to the health of Tua. I do like what they did at quarterback. It's better than what they've had in the past. Like Zach Wilson, I'm not the most – I was hating on Zach Wilson for the first one to ever hate on Zach Wilson. I had Kyle Trask ranked ahead of Zach Wilson in their draft year. So don't get me wrong. I'm not singing the praises of Zach Wilson, but him and Quinn Ewers, who played basically in this system in college. So he knows it's just a little bit of different verbiage, but it's basically the same system. I'm just going to make my pick here. I don't really love where we're at, but I think it's Burden, I guess. Mind you, I might just bring in Andrews. Gives me an out to to 2 tight ends, and he pairs up with my Josh Jacobs for week 17. Let's do that. Let's do that. It would have been Higgins for sure, but it is what it is. So yeah, I like Tyreek, especially builds like this. Like when you do start running back, he's like the perfect wide receiver to bring in because he could absolutely smash this ADP. Like he could be a first round pick, right? So he was last year, he was every other year. People are taking him in the 1-1, probably even last year, I believe, if not the year before. No question, they're taking him 1-1. He's now a third round pick. That's a massive amount of value. He is getting a little up there in age. I get it, but the offense is still a fast-paced offense. And another like little caveat there is their defense is going to be a pile of hot garbage, right? Especially once they get rid of Jalen Ramsey. They're the back end. They lost Javon Holland. They're going to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. The back end of that defense is a giant pile of shit. So they're going to need to be throwing the ball to stay in games. The offensive line is a little bit shaky. Patrick Paul was one of the highest rated pass blocking left tackles coming into the league in his draft year. He didn't really play much as a rookie. Now he's probably starting at left tackle for this team. And we'll kind of see how it goes. So, yeah, I think I like Tyreek a lot. It's still Tyreek Hill, man. Like he's still Tyreek Hill. He's still like a borderline wide Hall of Famer. Yeah, still super fast. Get the ball in his hands and let him go to work. It's just a matter of if Tua stays healthy or not. But I'm more than willing to take the bet in any build. It's not just a 2 RB start. It's any build. I'll take Tyreek, especially if you're on this side. Like he pairs with Bijan as far as playoff schedules. He pairs with Jamar Chase. Sorry, not Bijan. He pairs with Jamar Chase, and he pairs with McBride and Marvin Harrison as far as playoff schedules are concerned. So I don't know. I like Tyreek probably more than most. Long-winded answer, but hopefully that answers your question. But appreciate you coming in, man. I'm not having a hard time. I like Tyreek. I'm taking him. I'm clicking him. I'm not feeling too bad about it. Fantasy Dog, appreciate you coming in, hitting that like button. If you're in there, hit the like button, guys, if you haven't yet. Johnny would have been the click right there for me, but that's okay. That's okay. I guess it's Trey Harris here. No, let's do Drake. Let's do Drake May. I like to feel comfortable at quarterback, plus pairs with Buffalo that I will no doubt get a Buffalo piece, pairs with the Baltimore that I already have. So makes sense. Definitely get a Buffalo piece for the Jalen Hurts. I'll have it for Drake May. So this is the kind of stuff that I like to do in the sprint, is pair it up with if I could double pair, you know what I mean, my quarterbacks. So I've got Hurts playing Buffalo week 17, Drake May playing Buffalo week 15. Now I'm definitely getting one. I could even bring in 2 Buffalo pieces here, and I think it would make a lot of sense. So that's kind of something I'm doing and trying to focus on in this tournament. I'm also done at 2 quarterbacks, that's for sure. So it does not matter who falls. I'm not taking a third quarterback. And then I'm still only 5 running backs. I could take 2 tight ends. It's just, I'm just trying to, not only with the sprint, but with any draft I'm doing, I'm trying to just give myself flexibility and outs to, I don't know, drafting more wide receivers essentially is what I'm doing. I've been clicking a fair amount of Tyreek. Tua stays healthy, no doubt. That's the plan. Just realized you're in the sprint. What up, boys? CBK, what's happening, man? I must have stolen somebody on you. Sorry, bro. Probably Drake May. Obviously, I have Trevion, so sorry. I think that's who you must be upset about. Drake May? Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be Drake May. You got Diggs? Yeah, you got Diggs. You got Joe Burrow. You got the double stack Cincy. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right there. Let's see what the house always wins. Takes Stroud. We're bringing in Kyle Williams. You know it. He's my guy. It's not an OTS draft without Kyle Williams on the roster. Obviously, double stack Drake May. That feels pretty good. Already have a Baltimore bring back. And it's a different, I don't personally like, let's say I had Hunter Henry here instead of Kyle Williams or instead of Trevion Henderson. I actually don't like that personally. I really don't. I like that I have a running back and a wide receiver paired with a tight end. I like that a lot. So another thing I might do is bring in Mason Taylor here. Same situation. I could do Knox, would actually feel pretty good because I doubt I bring in Goddard. I may bring in Goddard. We'll see. If it makes sense, I will. If not, then I could do like Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore, something like that. But I feel pretty good about the state of my roster. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I could stop at 2 tight ends still and give myself some outs at wide receiver. I like this room. I don't love it, but I think I've caught up. As long as Tyreek can be Tyreek, of a couple of years ago, if he can be that wide receiver 1, if he can be a top 12 wide receiver, then this wide receiver room is completely fine. So we'll see. We'll see how this continues to build out here. Christian Kirk, not a bad click. Ray Day can make some sense, and there he goes. So that's okay. I think it is Goddard here. Yeah, I think it has to be Goddard, I feel like. That makes me want to take a third, which is fine if I do the Jordan Mason thing. Hopefully CBK didn't take Justin Fields because he's the only one I think in this. This guy did. Okay, that's good to remember. The guy right beside me. Let's take Goddard. So I could still do a 2-5-8-3 build is the most likely scenario here. But I got to keep an eye on this guy, Jay Riddle, who's obviously goat horn, red badge. I've drafted with him before. So he's going to be kind of probably not on to me. So I might have to take him right here at 174. I believe is where I'll have to take him. Where is he? Yeah, 188, because he will take him. At one of these 2 picks, he'll probably take Mason Taylor. Yeah, he doesn't even have. So there we go. That's where I got to take him is 174, which is fine. I'm going to do it. So I have 2 picks in between where I'll take a running back or a wide receiver. So let's plan it out. All good. Only time I click Diggs. My bad, man. My bad. Wouldn't be an OTS team without him. Yeah, Kyle Williams is like my entire brand this year. So hopefully he smashes. I really hope he smashes this year. I really do. I like him a lot. So agreed 100% on Tyreek, by the way, 39% pre-draft and 29% post. That's probably more than me, but I do like it. I don't really get why people would want to be fading Tyreek. I mean, I guess I get it. Like wanted Fields, May was my pivot. Fair enough. You must have Wilson there, I'd imagine. Yeah, there he is. Gotcha. What are we doing? One of these 2. Got to be Palmer. Got to be Palmer. Yeah, has to be Palmer. That's fine. I like it. I could even do 2. We'll see. But it's definitely Palmer here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Then I would prefer running back. I mean, I guess I could do Braylon, but no, that's not the click. I don't really like my options at running back here, if I'm being honest. Yeah, don't really love my options at running back, so it might just be wide receiver. Buffalo, no. Yeah, I like the Mason Taylor click. Probably 2 more wide receivers. Besh is obviously gone. Besh is gone. This is a kind of a tough spot. I don't really know what I want to do here. I don't like to overlap if I'm only taking 5 running backs. I don't particularly like to overlap bye weeks. It's really not the end of the world, but I just don't like these running backs enough to say, yeah, I'm going to click this guy, overlap bye weeks, and just kind of make it happen. Like, I just don't think that that's the prudent way to build. I really don't. Let's bring in. I really don't like this spot here. I really don't like this spot. Let's do Xavier Leggett. I like the playoff schedule. He doesn't really match up with anybody, but I do like the playoff schedule. I like the player personally. So let's do that. I don't like that spot. There's really, I mean, I could have just pulled up, but like, who do I pull up? If I'm going to pull up anyone, it'd be Mason Taylor there. So I guess I could have gone down that road, just pull up Mason Taylor and guarantee it. I don't know. I don't like that spot. I was taking Rasheed every time, but Tyreek, but that's over. Yeah, I don't know. I like Tyreek over Rasheed Rice personally. Like, it's really not even close for me personally. I mean, I see the appeal with Rasheed Rice, but like, if we're talking ceiling, it's Tyreek. No question, it's Tyreek. I think it's no question. Huame's coming around. May I ask why? On Reek versus Rice. No, Rice goes 8 picks in front now, which he does. Eckler, Thielen, Pierce. You talking about do I like them, or what are you asking? What are you asking there? Got you. Just dropped in. Steven Hines, what's happening, man? Hope you and the wife, mom to be, are good this day. They're doing well. Yeah, we're doing well. Baby's starting to kick, feeling the kicks. It's a good time. Babies are doing karate in there these days. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool to see. It's pretty interesting. We're doing Mason Taylor right here. The guy beside me is going to be upset, but that's okay. I really do like this build. The only click I didn't love was this Xavier Leggett click here, but it's totally fine. I just don't love it. I do like how I have tight ends paired up with my New England. I really like that. And then, Josh Palmer there, Buffalo piece. I really like that. I really, really like that. We're done at, obviously, tight end. 2 more running backs, 1 more wide receiver, most likely, is where we're going to be. We're going to rip another sprint after this. So if you're in the chat and you want to draft a sprint draft, we're going to be jumping in another one. I'll give everyone a chance to get in. So don't worry. I'm not going to sneak enter it or anything like that. We're going to try to fill this thing. No Eckler there. No, I already have Debo. I don't want to double stack the Washington side. I don't think it makes sense. Green Bean, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in. Couldn't agree more, but I'm a big Rice fader. I'm a pretty big Rice fader as well. I'm just not nearly as high on the Kansas City offense as a whole, really. I just think like they've pretty much shown us exactly what they are and who they are, and it's about time we believe them. That's kind of how I feel about it personally, but what do I know? Miss Beginning, you do these sprints because of the promo. Just saw now. Yeah, it's part of the promo. Yeah, let's do it. It's a good time to fill them. I wanted to do the drafts anyways. I want to get the sprint anyways. I'm not doing the marathon promo. Like, I'm not doing any marathons, period. But I do like the sprint. I'm going to do these drafts anyways, so I might as well get a free, BBM out of it, get a free $25. So yeah, we're doing a sprint right now, and then we're going to jump into another sprint after this, which we're almost wrapping up. This draft is going pretty quick. Rice faders got bailed out last year. I mean, yeah, but maybe that was part of the plan. Let's go DJ Giddens here. Pairs up with our bye weeks. I just really like DJ Giddens this year. Like I said, makes the bye weeks pretty nice. And I think he's a great click down here. Someone asked, why the Rice fade? Why fade Rice? Massive suspension coming. Like, I think the NFL should make an example out of him and really suspend him where it hurts. Like, suspend him like 8 games or more. Like, you really can't, you really have to set a precedent that, like, this is completely unacceptable. And this is something that you cannot do without some massive consequences. Also the injury concern, like, there's a lot of red flags with Rice. Like, who's to say he's cleaned up his act? Like, probably, but he got into that crazy racing accident and then a week later slapped a friggin' photographer in a nightclub. Like, what are you doing in a nightclub? What are you even doing there? Like, why would you be there? You know what I mean? Let's do Brashard Smith. Again, pairs nicely with our bye weeks, and there's really not a lot of clicks down here. So, I mean, Sanders could be the guy, but give me the youth there. But yeah, like, who says he cleans up his act, man? Like, a week after you get into this almost deadly crash where, like, I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but it is fucking crazy that no one died in that accident. Like, that is nuts that no one died. No one got seriously harmed in that, right? And then a week later, he's at a nightclub at 3 a.m. and he smacks a photographer for obviously taking his picture, obviously trying to get a rise out of him because of the story, right? Like, I don't like to bet on guys like that. I'm not drafting, Burton either over here, Jermaine Burton anymore. So, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah. And again, like the KC offense is, like, shown us what they are. So I feel like it's about time we believe them. That's how I feel about it. I don't know why we're just continuing to say, like, oh, they're going to go back to 2022 Patrick Mahomes. Like, they're going to go back to being big play offense. I just don't buy it. So I think his price is inflated. I'm going to be pretty heavily fading Rice at his current cost personally. Will that kill me? I doubt that'll kill me. I really, really, really doubt that's going to kill me. What is he going at right now? Wide receiver 14. Like, he needs to finish as basically a wide receiver 1, by the end of the rise. I'm going to bring in Elijah Moore here. I think he's a really good click. I'm going to start betting more on Elijah Moore, but that's just a wild range to go in for me for Rashee Rice personally. Who's to say that Xavier Worthy just doesn't become the wide receiver 1 there? I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah. Will it kill me? I don't think so. I really, really don't. Like, the only way it kills me is he's like a top 8 wide receiver. And if you're telling me Rashee Rice is a top 8 wide receiver, then, I got some magic beans I can sell you. CBK, yep, sure did. But room is totally different this year. Man, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Rice, probably. Rice for is going to be holding the bag, literally. Maybe. Oh, like the bag of money, right? Yeah. My pockets are going to be full. Plus, the knee is not 100%, and they have no reason to lean heavily on him. They'll work Rice back and full goals for the playoffs. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, I don't mind Rashee Rice as a player, but there's just, like, a lot of negative things in that conversation for me. Doesn't mean you have to take my advice or follow what I say. Like, do what you do. His early season 2024 production usage seemed pretty compelling. I get that. That's the like bull case, obviously. Let's go through this team. Let's jump in another one just because it takes some time. Then I'll catch up on the chat over here. So we got Jalen Hurts, Drake May. I like that room. That's a fine quarterback room for me. Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Trevion Henderson, DJ Giddens, and Brashard Smith. A little thin at the back, obviously, with these two. Need some injury, upside sort of situation. But I think the room can work as a whole. No bye week overlaps, which is nice. Stacked up with my quarterback, Henderson. I like this room. Tyreek, Devonta Smith, Deebo Samuel, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Williams, Josh Palmer, Xavier Leggett, and Elijah Moore. So I've got double bring back for the Buffalo in week 17 with my Philly double stack. So Andrews, Goddard, and my Mason Taylor here. I've got double bring back with week 17, double bring back week 15 over here. And then single bring back with the tight end, single bring back with the tight end, single bring back with the wide receiver. Like this is stacked up. So if these offenses go off, if Philly and New England offenses go off in weeks 15, 16, 17, if I advance this team, then this team is going to be pretty dangerous in this, 9,300 team pod. So I like this team. This is kind of more or less exactly how I'm trying to build in this tournament. Xavier Leggett was the only kind of one-off that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it was in just a tough spot in the draft room. But I mean, he could end up being the wide receiver one on this team, potentially. I don't particularly think he is. It's probably McMillan. And then, I do think Xavier Leggett's like the slot, the big slot receiver there. But this is pretty much exactly how I'm trying to build in this tournament. So I like it. But at least Leggett and Mooney both have very good playoff schedules. So that's kind of the direction I was going there, where like if there's no correlation, let's get the playoff schedule. Same thing with Tyreek Hill. Outside of the Pittsburgh game, Cincinnati and Tampa Bay, those are some juicy matchups. So if I'm not correlating, let me get some players that I think have good playoff matchups that I think have a high ceiling in each of those 3 weeks that matter. So that's kind of what we're doing here. But let's jump into another sprint. Obviously, it's going to be a 30-second. We're jumping in right now. We're waiting on 4. So we'll catch up on the chat. It might take a minute to fill. Early season production. Yeah, this is the bull case for Rice, obviously. There's a lot of people that are bullish. I get it. I'm just personally not. Hope you mean a bag full of dollars, no doubt. No. Al Boogie means we're going to be holding the bag and we're going to be losing. That's fine. Good call on Rice. Wish the NFL wasn't such a slime ball when it comes to stuff like that. Wish the NFL wasn't such a slime ball. What do you mean? He's the one that screwed up badly. Maybe it's about the delay on the suspension. Like they got to wait for the legal process, which I suppose. CBK, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. ATB, Rice equals ATB. What does ATB mean? Something in the bag? I don't know. What does that mean? Epic fantasy player, ATB, epic fantasy player. Am I lost? Who's ATB? ATB is next level for sure. Am I lost? Who's ATB? Do fade Kamara and Addison. I do fade Addison a fair amount. I just don't like that's a different reason altogether. Obviously, there's the suspension as well, but I'm fading the Vikings offense for the most part. I don't fade Kamara necessarily. There's no there's no suspension risk for Kamara. So I definitely don't fade him. But yeah, I think you're talking about the same sort of thing, right? Almost pull the rugs then out at the club. Absolutely. Like it's crazy that no one got hurt seriously. Appreciate you, Fancy Dog. I don't draft Rice or Mixon for off-field issues. Yeah, I hate Mixon. I hate him as a player. I hate him as a person. I don't draft Mixon at all. I never liked Mixon. He's just honestly not a good player. If I'm being honest with you, like Joe Mixon is so inefficient. He's not very good. He's just not very good. That's my opinion on it. True story. Saw Aaron Hernandez posted at the club in Orlando after we beat them in the bowl game. Arms crossed, looking hard, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's a guy you don't want to cross, right? Kansas City offense is totally dictated by the O-line. Tackles are huge question marks again. I actually think they did a good job of addressing their tackle position. Like Josh Simmons could be the best tackle in the entire draft this year. Obviously, there was the ACL issue, but then they brought in Jalen Moore, right? Jalen Moore, I believe, from San Francisco, and then Suamataya, whatever his name is. They drafted Kingsley Suamataya, whatever they drafted last year. Probably going to slide into left guard. I think that they're okay. Like they've done the best they can to address that left tackle position. You know, Juwan Taylor, yeah, he's a bit of a liability as well. He'll probably be off this team after this season. But they've done the best they can to address the position. They should be better. For sure. He buries you if he gets usage production he was earning in 2024. Like, I don't even know, man. I think he's being drafted at his ceiling. So like his absolute ceiling, but there's also the injury risk and the suspension that's probably coming down. So he's being drafted at his ceiling for an entire season, in my opinion. I don't really like I don't love at all the playoff schedule for the Kansas City Chiefs either. So that's part of it for me. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of reasons to fade Rice, actually. My point of view. I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to change my mind. It's all good. Like, Antonio Brown, that's who we're talking about. Yeah, no doubt. He could be Antonio Brown. There you go. Not drafting Rice for moral, ethical reasons, and then taking Tyreek's is something. It's not moral or ethical reasons. It's more than that. Like, I don't care who he is as a person off the field. Like, I say it all the time. Like, at the end of the day, like, we're dudes clicking buttons, and these are just pieces. They're chess pieces for us. Like, I really don't care who they are as a person. I may not like them, but it's not going to affect whether I draft them or not. Like, if they're going to put up fantasy points for me and win me money, yeah, I'll draft them. I don't care if they're the biggest piece of shit on the planet. Like, I'll draft them. Let's go Genty here, I guess. Let's go Drake London. Let's lock in Drake London first. That's more important to me. I can get Genty or Henry, either one, or Achan. Yeah, the thing, it's kind of tough to take Genty over Henry regardless of anything. But I think it's London over all of these wide receivers in this range. So it's more important to get Drake London for me. Plus that playoff schedule is juicy. And then we'll bring in Genty here. Yeah, we'll bring in Genty. Pick 14, bit of a fall. Let's do it. Theoretically, I could have swapped those guys anyway, so it works out either way. Yeah, it's not ethical or moral reasons over here. I'm not taking a moral high ground, man. Like, I really don't care if you're the biggest piece of shit on the planet. If you're going to win me money and play, in the fantasy game, then I'll draft you. If I don't like your situation, if I don't like your price, I'm not going to draft you. That's where it's at with Rice. That's where it's at with Mixon. Tyreek, yeah, piece of shit. I'll draft him. Like, Tyreek's not a great person either, as you just pointed out. Like, in years past, I've drafted Mixon, and I've seen the video. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's not a good look. So it doesn't really matter for me. I got you. Randall Ducott, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you guys. Greenman, what's the difference between the sprint drafts and BBM? And the sprint and drafts like BBM. So biggest difference for me is it's more important to correlate it, like I did in my first draft there, that I kind of showed like the correlation that I have. I think it's just more important because each week is its own like DFS lineup, right? So I'm trying to maximize my ceiling for each week. Like, realistically, you don't have to have the nuts every single week. Not realistically, like literally, you do not have to have the nuts every single week. Not, someone's not going to score 180 points every week. And if they do, fuck, you deserve to win, man. Take all the money. But if you get like, you could end up being, let's say, your top 100 after week 15. You are more than in it. Even top 500 shit. Like, you're more than in the game, right? So that's the way I'm looking at it, is like each week is its own DFS lineup, and I want a DFS lineup for each week. So that's how it's a little bit different to me. Obviously, quarterbacks are a little bit more important in this because they have the highest ceiling. So those playoff schedules, right, they matter. And it's also like, again, I'll go back to it. Like, how do you maximize your ceiling for weeks 15, 16, 17? All three, right? Because you're not knocked out in week 15. You're not knocked out in week 16. You got to play each one, or sorry, you got to play the group of 3 games like a DFS lineup. That's how I look at it personally. Simmons was practicing already, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting that either, but that's a really good sign for the Chiefs. Obviously, he could end up, like I said, being the best tackle in the entire draft this year. So that was a great pick by them. Might take a little bit of patience, but they paid more all that money, and they can kind of patchwork it if they need to. Antonio Brown wanted attempted murder charges tonight. Really? Is that? I didn't see that. Jeez, man. Is that true? That guy is something else, man. That's why he got brought up. Oh, okay. Jeez. Dang. I didn't hear that. I didn't see that. Yikes. Simmons practicing that's huge. That's really big. Yeah, that'll be great for them. Read that somewhere. Disbanded. What's happening, man? Appreciate you coming in, initiating the AI there. I'm not a big Rice fan, but Antonio Brown seems closer to Hernandez than Rasheed. Yeah, fair enough, but they're all kind of in the same, conversation realistically. Ruggs and Rice are probably the same conversation, literally. Maybe this was just a mistake he made, a horrible mistake that could have literally destroyed his entire life. Which is what happened to Ruggs. Worst mistake, horrible decision, worst thing he could ever do, just literally destroyed his life. And now he's in prison. So pretty horrible decision, obviously. We got Al Boogie in here. Takes Adams from me. That's cool. That's cool, man. I was going to take Devontae Adams, obviously, pair up with Drake London. I guess I could go Kyron, but I'm just way too leery of Kyron. So it's got to be Breece Hall for me. He's just the best click here. Not much for correlation, but we'll make it work down the line. Let's go Breece Hall. Wouldn't mind getting some kind of correlation here, but Boogie just steals Devontae Adams right out from under my nose. You didn't want Chase Brown? Three wide receivers. Come on, man. What am I doing here? I don't know. I guess it's Jaden. It's going to be tough to build that out as, like I said, a DFS lineup, but I don't really have any other options at wide receiver right now. Oh man, no, let's go Tet. Let's go Tet. I'm going to do something a little different. I think I can make it work. So let's go Tet. I think I can make it work. Where are we in the chat here? Yeah, man, Zach Stacy. Whew. Yeah, that guy, Rasheed Rice. Yeah, that was pretty messed up. All that stuff. Joe Mixon-esque, right? All this is Joe Mixon stuff. Ray Rice and Zach Stacy. Whoops. Fair take. Not trying to be a dick, just interested in your process. Appreciate the response. Of course, man. No worries, man. Like I don't take it. I'm not taking it personal over here. Like it's all good. Yeah, like I said, I'm not taking the moral high ground, man. If you're gonna win me money, I'm not above someone I don't like as a human being making me money. That's for damn sure. They're just chess pieces for us, man. Like I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago when people were like, when it was like the ultimate wokeness where it hit its peak, where it was like, we shouldn't call them shares. We shouldn't say we own these players. It's like, shut up, man. Like, what else would you like me to call it? Like, it was just ridiculous. So that's how I felt about it. I thought that was really ridiculous. But he's undergoing rehabilitation, and the Chiefs are optimistic about his progress. Recent updates suggest he might be able to participate, in phase 3 team periods, indicating a positive. Yeah, no, I think that would be good. Like, regardless, just take it slow. They should take it slow with him, and just get him in when they can. It's not a rush. Like, they'll be fine. As long as he's there, like we talked about, the back end of the season and into the playoffs, that's much more important for the Chiefs. Like they'll be there. So that's the most important thing there. In sprint, 150 each week would be good. In BBM, 150 probably sending home. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So like, yeah, week 15 last year, if you had 150 points in BBM, let's say you had 10 teams and they all scored 150 points in BBM, you might be getting one. You're maybe getting one through, maybe. But in this, you're not dead. Like the team that scored 180 or 190, you're only 40 points back. Like you can make that up. Like as long as you get like 160, 170 the next week, like you are a little bit in a hole and you have some work to do, but you're not dead. So I agree with that. So mild practice for sure. Appreciate that. I think we collectively underestimate the damage football does on these guys' brains. I don't underestimate it, but some people do. Yeah, collectively, I think the general public probably does for sure. Like they think it's safe now with the Guardian cap, which actually literally has there's no proof that it does anything whatsoever. It's just like a feel good thing and looks like they're doing something. But no, man, it is a violent sport. Very violent sport. So, I mean, I don't, and you probably don't either. But a lot of people out there probably do. You're right. They probably do think it's fine. It's safe. It's not at all in any way, shape, or form, but we love it. So I have no idea what I'm doing. One of those running backs would have come back. Thought one of those running backs would have come back. No, all good, man. Take your guys. Like Devontae was the pick for you there. That's a massive fall. It just would have been really sweet to get Drake London and Devontae, obviously. But yeah, I mean, running backs are a little more important in this because obviously they're correlated with advance rate. Early quarterbacks, early running backs, quite correlated with advance rate. So it does kind of go up. I want to make sure that I have 2 quality running backs and 3 by a certain point. But we'll kind of get there. What are we doing here? Any correlation that really helps me? Not particularly. Jennings might have been the click there. Harvey's fine, I guess. Like, honestly, I just don't particularly care who I get here. So let's bring in Roma Dunze because he's my guy. Like, yeah. Give me Roma Dunze over probably all of these wide receivers. Maybe not Judy, but we're in a weird spot with this team. Gives me an out at quarterback, which I like. Yeah, I like that. I like the out at quarterback that provides. Let's bring in Judy. Might as well. Pairs up with Rome week 15. These these running backs are pretty good value, I suppose, as well. Like Harvey's probably, he could fall a little bit further, but I'm in a good spot at running back. Let's bring in Judy. Feel pretty good at wide receiver now. Feel pretty good at running back. Don't love where I'm at quarterback wise, but I have a lot of options. So that makes me feel pretty all right about it. A green bean. My neighbor interrupted your answer to me, but you're talking about wanting correlation every week of the playoffs or the sprint. Exactly. So what I was saying, I'll just kind of repeat it. I want a DFS lineup for each week, weeks 15, 16, and 17. So, in theory, like this team I just built, maybe I'll go back and show that again after if you weren't around for the first draft, but having a double stack with a bring back in every single week to maximize my ceiling in each week because it's a 3-week contest. So yeah, I want a DFS lineup for each week. So that's what I'm looking at for all weeks, I should say, for all 3 weeks in the playoffs. We got a blank one there. 150 might get you through 1 to 13. Yeah. Most of my 110 pawns I lost over. Yeah, like again, you might get one. Like you might get one out of if you have 10, let's say you have 10 BBMs and all of them score 150 points. You might get one of those through, maybe. But in the sprint, that's fine. That's a good score. You're in good shape. Like you're not going to win, but you're not going to lose. You're not lost. You haven't lost. You score 80 in week 15, you're fucked, right? But if you score 150, 160 week 15, you might not advance through a lot of pods. But in this, you're in good shape. Like you haven't won it. It's like Thursday in golf. You know what I mean? It's like Thursday in a golf tournament. You can't win a golf tournament on Thursday, but sure shit can lose it. So that's kind of what it is. I'm a bad neighbor. Sorry. Appreciate it. Sounds like what I've been trying to do in my BBM style drafts. Yeah, it's similar, just more important to correlate for me. It's just more important. So it's right there. Lost the sound. That's it. Are you the only one? Because can everyone hear me? Hopefully something went wrong with your computer or something. It's not me. Can everyone hear me? Hopefully we're good. I would imagine people would have been saying some stuff that no one can hear me. Everyone hears me? Okay, we're good. Covers, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in. Patrick Claggett, thanks for coming in, man. Alex Faded, we got some new guys piping up. All I got to do is ask questions, ask if you can hear me, and then everyone comes out of the woodwork. I love it. Appreciate you guys coming in. If you're just popping in, do a little housekeeping here. If you're just popping in, hit that like button if you don't mind. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It helps me grow. I appreciate each and every one. If you see the numbers on the board here, this is Best Ball Overlay. If you like what you see, you want to use it, think you have some value in it, promo code OTS down in the description. Click the link, use promo code OTS. Regardless, I think you guys everyone should have a free account over there. I really don't, it's free. It's free. You get ADP movement. It's a great tool just on its own. The free tool is a great tool. But if you feel like you might need a little extra help or need the overlay, promo code OTS, 25% off, $10 off per month, your subscription. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got, guys. That's all the promo you're going to have to go through. It's going to be Mooney. Let's do Mooney. Double stack with Drake. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. So obviously I'm going to be looking to get Penix. Hopefully no one wants to snipe me on that. Who do we have in here? We've got FF Links. I don't know if he's watching the show, but follow each other on the Twitter machine. Definitely a good drafter. Man, I did not think the champ would take Baker. That was definitely a guy that I wanted. I should have just taken Baker, I suppose. We got Juice McCaffrey, the sprint extraordinaire drafter right here. Maybe watching the show. Not sure. But appreciate those two. We got some more goat horns here. Jax Brand just followed me on the Twitter machine, so I assume he's watching. So appreciate that. Al Boogie, and then Champ X, who just stole Baker Mayfield on me. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Let's pivot then, I guess, and go. Let's just bring in the old trusty Justin Fields. Pull him up. Probably more than I should, but I feel like I need him. Took Mooney. Yeah, of course I took Mooney, man. I need him. I need him. No bugs, you're good. Just a girl walking her dog who loves me. So I had to hand on some pets and who's a good girl. There you go. There you go. Lynx texted me. He's multi-tabling, but to tell him if you talk about his squad. But to tell him if you talk about his squad. I mean, he's a good drafter, so I'm assuming he's doing well. Lynx is a good drafter. That's for sure. So I'd pretty much only say good things about FF Lynx. I don't have negative things to say about the guy. Looks good. Looks good from what I can tell. He's falling behind a quarterback a little bit. This guy takes Caleb Williams probably earlier than he should, but I took Justin Fields. Maybe that's who he wanted. No, he's got Drake or DJ Moore, I suppose. Probably wanted Baker as well. But he can go the Miami side of that. This is obviously all of a sudden kind of going off the rails. That Baker, I wanted Baker to pair up with my double stack, obviously Drake London, and then Tet. That was why I drafted Tet, where I drafted him, because my plan was to bring in Baker, knowing that I have double Tampa Bay here. So that sucks, but it is what it is. It'll happen. So now I got to pivot. So I pivot to Justin Fields, obviously, and we'll have to kind of make that work, which I think we can. I think I take Fields naked and then maybe bring in Juwan Johnson. We'll see. We'll see. Or no, I have Breece Hall. Jeez, what are we doing? I have Breece Hall, which is fine. I don't like where I'm at. I maybe should have went Knicks. I maybe should have went Bo Nix or even Kyler. I think makes more sense. Kyler works with the Drake London Darnell. Kyler was probably the click there, the proper click. I was rattled about the Drake or the Baker Mayfield click, and I just kind of panic clicked Justin Fields, the old trusty. That's unfortunate, but that's on me. That's how she goes. If I wasn't streaming, I probably wouldn't have been able to figure that out. But hey, that's how she goes, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. I am in 25 slows right now. Had a golden start. Gibbs 8, HN 17, McBride 32, Allen 41. Wow. In what tournament? That can't be a sprint. If you got Allen in 41 in the sprint, then damn. Good on you. That is a really good start, though. Ridley 56 and Olave. Nice start. Nice start. Regardless, that's a good start. But if it's a sprint, that's even better. An eliminator, that's even better. Obviously, you're going to be trying to catch up at wide receiver, but you got value on Ridley and Olave, so that's a good, kind of bring back. You literally can't pull Fields up high enough. I know. It doesn't work with Breeze in this structure in this tournament. I don't think it works. So I should have clicked. I really should have clicked Kyler. I really should have clicked Kyler. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah. Yeah, Lynx is a good drafter, man. He knows what he's doing. Taking him in the 6 2 years ago. Who were we taking in the 6 2 years ago? But sometimes he does 5 at once as kryptonite. Yeah, I don't like to do that many at once. I like to usually do 2 or 3 tops kind of thing. Eyeing Penix, Boogie says. That'd just be rude, man. I guess he works with Devontae, kind of. I guess. You have no quarterbacks. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I don't really know what I want to do here. I'm kind of in shambles because nothing really makes like a lot of sense. Like now everything kind of got thrown out the window there. So let's take Trey Harris. Let's take Trey Harris. For now, let's take Trey Harris. Why did I want Baker? Did I miss it And then I wanted Baker for that's why I brought in Tet, where I picked him, because he pairs up with both Drake London and Tet McMillan. And then I could bring in Ibuka potentially, or, Jalen McMillan, K Dotton, like just to pair up. Like I said, I want DFS lineups week in, week out. So I'd already have two quality setups with the Atlanta side and the Carolina side against the Tampa Bay side. So it would have been in real good shape. And then I could even if I just bring in Otten with that, or Rashad White, right? There's lots of options for the Tampa Bay bring back, or stack, I should say. Let's do Drake May here because it pairs up nicely with Breece Hall in week 17. Like, I don't love what I did with the Fields and Breece Hall thing. So how I'm going to try to make up for that is by bringing in Drake May and then have Breece Hall be the kind of bring back to Drake May, is kind of what I'm doing there. And I'm probably taking 3 quarterbacks because I don't trust these two enough to get me through the pod. And, ceiling's okay week in, week out. Ceiling should be pretty good, in the playoff weeks, but I would like another option. So I'm probably bringing in 3 quarterbacks, and we'll kind of see how it goes. But that's why I was bringing in Baker, because it gives me just already like a good solid foundation for the playoff weeks, with the double Atlanta bring back and the Carolina bring back right there. So we'll see where that goes. So you're trying to make teams more correlated who play each other. Yes, exactly. Again, DFS lineups, like DFS core lineups. You know what I mean? So again, quarterback double stacked with a bring back each week, just like I built in the last draft with the New England side, right? I had the running back and a wide receiver. Then I had a tight end bring back for both weeks 16 and 17. And then a wide receiver bring back for week 15. So I want a core kind of DFS lineup in each week. Hines got his sound back. It's good to see. Might do it again in August. Not sure what we're doing. He thought he had double bucks, but it's Atlanta. No, I wanted Baker. Like, I wanted Baker, absolutely. To his most. Not sure where I might have missed something there. Surprised you don't like Breeze and Fields, just not in this tournament particularly. Could very easily ping pong during playoff weeks. We're not worried about ping ponging. That's the thing. We're not worried about ping ponging in the sprint. Like, I don't give a shit about ping ponging. I want them all to score as many points as possible. And realistically, if I have the quarterback, there's almost no way that he's throwing a touchdown pass to Breece Hall 3 weeks in a row. Like, there's almost no way, right? So that's why it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So how did I make up for it with the Drake May pick? Like, there's no ping ponging in the sprint. There's no guy you need, you know what I mean? This week and that week, there's no ping ponging. You need the highest possible score in each week. So each week is its own DFS tournament, its own DFS game, essentially. That's how I look at it. Maybe my strategy is flawed, but that's how I look at it. Naked Purdy pick was great. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Probably too early, too. Yeah, brutal. Probably too early. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know what they're doing in this structure, I don't feel like, but don't want Penix, FYI. I figured you wouldn't. It doesn't make a lot of sense. The Golden Tournament, that's what your slows are in. Wide receiver ended up being Shakir, Cup, Burden, Mims, Palmer. That works. Like, that, you definitely made it work best you can, I think. So I think you did a pretty good job getting out of there. In shambles is the OTS theme of the week on stream. I get into shambles at least once a week, I feel like. Or at least like once a stream, I should say, not once a week. Yeah, you get in shambles often. At least I feel like I do. I appreciate it if you don't think I'm in shambles very often, because I feel like I'm in shambles too often. You know what I mean? Let's do Let's do Benson. No, let's do Spears. Spears is just better click all around. I love what they did in the offensive line for Tennessee. So let's do that. Let's do that. He's a better click. Like, yeah, I could bring in the Arizona piece for a little bit of correlation with my double stack Atlanta, but we're going to pivot off that. And then we're just bringing in Penix here for sure. Wrap up our quarterback room, double stacked. No bringbacks yet, but we'll work on that. So there's no way we're taking another quarterback, that's for sure. Yeah, I feel like I'm in shambles more often than I'm not, but I appreciate that. Okay, understood DFS logic. Yeah, that's my attack to this tournament is a DFS lineup in each week. Okay, that makes sense. More sense of DFS thing. Yeah, there you go. There we go. We're catching up. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat a little bit here. Who names do you think the eliminator we both did around 8th is getting through? Need an RTA for this shit. We don't have every week's 15 to 17 memorized. Yeah, man. That's why promo code OTS, you need real-time assistance, best ball overlay. Shout out best ball overlay. It's a great tool. You see it on there, shows you correlation, helps you out. Link in the description. Oh, Boogie, you don't have best ball overlay? Didn't you win 11th on Best Ball Mania last year with the best ball overlay? Take a look. Sprint seems like the least viable format to take a less mobile quarterback without top pass catchers. Sprint seems like the least viable format to take a less mobile quarterback without top pass catchers. Yeah, ceiling. Yeah, 100%. Like, you see, that's what I'm doing a lot of. Like, Drake May is super high in this for me. Justin Fields is always, mind you, Drake May and Justin Fields are always high for me. Like, I want ceiling regardless. But in this, yeah, it's kind of especially take some rushing upside. It's bananas, 2 of them. So what's roster ADP seems bad. Pepper Tony, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming in here. Cody, you got to tell me if I paid the rake after this draft. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at a couple drafts here. We're gonna get out of here a little early. It seems like we're ripping through these sprints. So maybe we'll do a third. How many likes? How many likes are we at? Let's get up to how many people we got watching. We got a lot watching. 21 on YouTube, however many on the Twitter machine. If you're on the Twitter machine, jump into your YouTube account, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and help me out, man. I got the lurkers on the Twitter machine. Help me out. We're at 19 likes. I liked it myself. There's 21 watching. Let's get to 25 likes and we'll rip a third draft. We got a few rounds to do it. Let's get to 25 likes and we'll rip a third sprint draft over here. But we'll go through some teams after we're done. Nope, it was all in my head. Damn, I thought you had that. Good for you, man. Good for you. But if you want an overlay, that's best ball overlay, promo code OTS down in the description. Didn't use any tools. Damn, man. Good for you. Just Liam Murphy style, just raw dogging it. I love it. I was saying like Baker without Evans or Godwin. Okay, gotcha. So pocket passing without the options. Yeah, absolutely. Either way, like you probably should in any tournament, you probably should, right? But in this one, kind of especially, I'll agree with that. Let's do, yikes. Let's just do Brenton Strange pairs up with the Jets. So kind of regardless, I want to do that, even though it's just Breece Hall like that. I don't love having Breece Hall with Justin Fields, but let's bring him in. We're going to need 3 tight ends regardless. So let's do that. Let's bring him in. And then yeah. Okay. So Brenton Strange, we're going to need 3 tight ends. Running backs are not in a wonderful spot here. So I think it's wide receiver, and then we might be done at wide receiver. I guess it's Josh Palmer again. Kind of has to be. Pairs up with New England, pairs up with Cleveland. I kind of have to. Yes, I could go Dalton Kincaid, but I have other plans. So let's bring in Palmer. We're at 23 likes. 2 more. We'll rip another draft. We've got 23 watching live on the machine. We'll rip one more sprint if we get 2 more likes, up to 25. Run another sprint. I will if you hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. 2 more. We got a couple more rounds to do it. We should be able to get there. Nothing crazy. Yo, Tyler, what's happening, man? If you guys didn't watch Typhel Tower earlier tonight, it was quite entertaining. It was a good one. So jump over there. PPR Tyler. We got 2/3 of the Typhel Tower, both of the Tylers of the tower, both the pillars, if you will. In the chat right now. Go check out the episode, watch it back. It's worth a watch. It was a good time. It got a little off the rails, which it typically does, but it was a good time. Appreciate that. Is there some news I missed today on Hunter and Worthy took them 4-5 turn today? No news that I saw as far as any issues, any problems. Nothing I saw, nothing changed. Right now, we're going to get a bunch of nothing for a while. Yeah, once mandatory minicamp wraps up, which is like today, tomorrow, like this week, right? It's going to be a whole bunch of nothing until training camp opens. So there's going to be nothing changing for a little while. There was a couple injuries, nothing really like no one really like got hurt enough that it changed anything. Obviously the signings, Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, that changed a little bit, but realistically, like we're going to get a whole bunch of nothing for the next month. Training camps open end of July, mid July, I think 22nd roughly of July is when training camp opens. So there's going to be a whole bunch of zero news until then. Where are we? We got 4 more picks, need 2 more tight ends for sure, and 2 more running backs. So 3, 5, 7, 3. We're making it work. We're making it work. No, Hunter's still a bum. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Bum at wide receiver, but he's a Pro Bowl, all pro corner is what you're getting at. CBK is good in cover stop line. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think he's a better wide receiver personally, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm completely out to lunch. We're at 27 likes. Appreciate you guys. We'll rip another sprint. We'll rip another sprint draft, but I'll tell Al Boogie if he paid the rake. As he requested. I legit think he can be an all-pro corner. Could be. Hartman likes him too. It definitely did. Hartman likes him too. I don't know. I think he can excel. Here's what I'll say. This is what I'll say. Like, I think he can excel at wide receiver in the NFL faster than he can excel as a corner in the NFL. I think like the route to him being like a Pro Bowl player, it's going to be easier and faster at wide receiver than it would be at corner. And I legitimately think he should focus on one. Especially as a rookie. He's got to learn the offense or the defense and then have small packages for the other position. I don't think he should try to just like hit the ground running and playing both full bore, kind of the whole time sort of situation. I really don't think that that's prudent of him or the team. So we'll see what they end up doing, but yeah, I wouldn't think that that's a good decision for either personally. but I could be wrong on that, obviously. Aaron Rodgers gets pulled up a little bit. Mind you, that's probably where he should go. Maybe even higher. We are bringing in Cade Otton here. Obviously, he's our bring back to our double stack Atlanta. 2 wide receivers, bring in a tight end. Plus, I know Stephen Hines would take him, so I apologize for stealing your guy, but you took Baker from me in the first place, and here we are. So I still needed the bring back on the Atlanta side. Apologies for sniping him on you, but it makes sense for my team how to do it. And then we're going to bring in Michael Wilson, which kind of sucks because now I think I got to be done at tight end. I do have to be done at tight end. And then I have to draft 3 more running backs, which will be really tough to do when you only have 2 picks. So 2 more running backs, no questions asked. So we'll bring in Michael Wilson, pair him up. So now I have, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Shit. I mean, it is what it is. I'm kind of in a rough spot here. Kind of in shambles. Oy, oy, oy. The running back situation is a tough one. I might just play this differently. This might get a little weird. I kind of feel like I have to. We'll see what we do. Serious question, OTS. Do you think T-Law will have trouble supporting 2 wide receivers going this high? Yeah. How do you not, right? Like, does he have the potential to do it? Sure. But we've been saying that for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. How many years has he been in the league now? 5? I think 5 years, T-Law. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 years. So this is his 5th season, right? We've been saying that for at least 3. We've been saying, right? And he hasn't done it. So it's pretty tough to trust Trevor Lawrence right now. We keep saying like it's now or never, it's now or never, it's now or never. And this is really like the last time it's now or never. Mind you, in a year, we'll be saying the same thing. I guarantee it. So yeah, I definitely do think it's a bit of an issue. Obviously, like the offensive line is a touch of an issue as well. We like Liam Combs as a play caller. I do for sure. I think their wide receivers are actually fine. Listening to Move the Chains on Sirius, like they're a little bit lower, but they don't like rate for potential and what could be. It's what they are right now. And rookies are complete unknowns. So you can't just say that they're going to be X, Y, or Z, right? So yes, I do think that that's an issue. Like I know JT Best Ball talked about it the other day on his stream, saying like somebody's wrong, and he's completely right. Like the market is wrong somewhere, right? Like the market has to be wrong somewhere, whether it's on the wide receivers or it's on Trevor Lawrence. So one of the other's going to be wrong. One of the other will be wrong. No questions asked. Like 100%, one will be wrong. So what is it? Is it the wide receivers or is it the quarterback? I'll tell you right now, I'm drafting both those wide receivers a little bit lower than most. Like I'm not drafting a crazy amount of Brian Thomas. I have Drake London ranked ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm not drafting a crazy amount of Travis Hunter either. So my lean is that the wide receiver prices are too high. They're inflated. And I'm not particularly willing to click them too much right now. Dirty P just showing up. Don't like the Hunter price, but I'm clicking it anywhere. We're going to want where you're going to want Liam Cohen's slot. I don't disagree with that. But it's a matter of like how often he plays, on offense and in the slot. Like, so Parker Washington could be, that's why I was drafting so much Parker Washington. We had no idea that Travis Hunter would be going to the Jacksonville Jags. No one knew that. No one had any inkling that was going to happen. So that's why I was drafting a shit ton of Parker Washington, which he could still play a little bit in that slot. He's not dead, that's for sure, but I'm obviously not drafting him a crazy amount. I'm like almost 30% in the big board and probably like 1% post. So yeah, I mean, I do agree with that take. It's just a matter of like how much is he going to be playing in the slot is kind of the issue that I have with it. So long wind. Always love me some Baker. You know me. Yeah, I'm a big Baker guy myself, so I don't hate the take. Let's do like Juwan Johnson's a good value right here, but let's bring in Marshawn Lloyd. Not for any sort of correlation realistically. Does go with the Dunze. That's about all I got. So let's bring in Marshawn Lloyd. Makes a lot of sense. Kind of have to do it. Devin Neal could make some sense here. But we're going to do something crazy. We're going to do something crazy. I don't really want to do this, obviously, with this running back room. But I'm going to kind of gamble on this and bring in Terrence Ferguson, who pairs up again with my Rams, my double stack. So again, I'm bringing in the tight ends as the bring back when I have the two wide receiver pass catchers on the Atlanta side. So I've got Cade Otton and then now Terrence Ferguson. Obviously, this running back room is super precarious, super precarious. Like Ashton Genty just has to be him. So if I am wrong about Ashton Genty, this team is going to be the beneficiary of that. So Brees Hall obviously could hopefully get me there. If, let's say Pollard gets hurt, let's say Jacobs gets hurt, like I need a lot to go right in this running back room. Sorry, but I at least just need like playable weeks. My quarterbacks and my tight ends should be able to help this team advance. It's just going to be tough in the running back room. So we got an oddball 3-4-8-3, but we'll see. We will see. I haven't been saying it. Fair enough, man. If you knew he wasn't a good player, then you were right. So you were definitely right. You're so sharp. You're so sharp. As a blade, as a knife, he says. Jags need to get Mac Jones back so BTJ can cook again. Yeah, I mean, I like Mac Jones actually quite a bit. I think Mac Jones is super underrated. I think he's a starter in this league. I think he can be a starter in this league. In a league where there's not 32 starting NFL quarterbacks in the world, there's not. On the entire planet, there's not 32 quarterbacks that can play in the NFL. And Mac Jones has kind of done it. He's shown us what he can be. Like, is he elite? No. But can he get the job done? Yeah. Does that mean he's an elite backup? Maybe. But like, let's give him another shot. I think he deserves another shot at being a starting quarterback in the NFL. And we'll see what happens this year with the 49ers. Obviously, if there's an injury, he can get that chance. But like, let's get him another shot with another franchise, see what he can do, with a proper offensive coordinator. Burn it all down and bring in Archie Manning. We'll see. Archie Manning might not declare this year. He might not declare. We'll see. He might be, another, 2027 might be his draft class. See if Festus forehead and mouth breather stock is good. I'm not sure what that means, but I like it. Yeah, my RB room is definitely precarious. I'll admit that. Genty better be rookie Ricky Williams. Whew, tongue twister. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. It's not good. Crazy 12 pick, first 4 RB. Go for it. Yeah, I mean, I'm taking a chance. Like, we'll see. Browns don't have one NFL starter. There's a saying there somewhere. It's like if you have one, you don't have enough. If you have two, you need three, or if you have four, you don't have one. I don't remember what the saying is, but there's a saying there about quarterbacks, and they don't even have a single starting quarterback in the like NFL quarterback. Liam Cohen Slocko, burr, just got to be ready to learn Diami. Yeah, Diami's just got to learn. He's just going to be running cardio, man. That's what I think Diami's going to be doing. Running go routes, 9 routes, just clearing out space, taking a safety with him sometimes if he's single covered, throwing the ball sometimes. You know what I mean? That's what Diami Brown's going to be doing, in my opinion. Let's quickly go over Al Boogie's team because he asked. It's saying he paid the rake here. We got Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Matt Stafford. Yeah, that could work with volume. You got 3 in there. Amarian Hampton, RJ Harvey, Aaron Jones, Garendo, Keaton Mitchell. That's a little tougher, man. That's a little tougher for me. Your top two are rookies in kind of timeshares. I would honestly say that this is a more precarious room at running back than mine. My 4. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on it. I mean, could it smash? Absolutely. If these two, rookies just are the bell cows, they are it, then yeah, this is a better room than mine. Aaron Jones is a quality pick, that's for sure. But touchdown, he might get 0 touchdowns this year. We'll see. What do we got for correlation? We'll go over correlation in a second. We got Amon-Ra, Nico, Devontae, Juwan Jennings, Golden, Burden, Pierce. This is a quality wide receiver room for sure. Kraft, Schultz, Higbee. Kraft, Schultz, Higbee. Okay. No, we're looking all right. What do we got for bringbacks? We've got Baltimore bringback. So we got Houston there. We got Green Bay bringbacks. And then a Rams bringback. Yeah, this can work. I don't think you paid the rake. Like, that's the exercise, right? Like, you accomplish the exercise. That can definitely work, I think. Let's jump into another sprint here. 30 seconds. We're jumping in right now. We're in. And it's full. Jeez, I thought here I am thinking it's going to take time to fill these friggin' things and like snap filling these suckers. So I apologize if nobody got in. Doesn't look like anybody did. We got FF Links in here again. We got Jewish McCaffrey in here again. The sprint god over there at the 5 spot. Apologies if you wanted to get in, man. It just snapped. I was number 12. My apologies. What's up, Aaron Sandy? Appreciate you coming in. As a Pats fan, I thought there was a chance with Mac. There would have been if they gave him a friggin' offensive coordinator for more than just his rookie season. Like, go figure. Friggin' Matt Patricia can't call offense. Is anybody shocked? I'm not. Parker Washington slot CBK. Parker Washington is a jag. I'm not here for the Parker Washington slander, guys. I'm not here for it. They paid Diami $10 million. They're going to use him, to run straight fast. That's what I think. Like, could I be wrong? Yeah, I could, but he's going to be running in a straight line really fast. Can't tell if he's serious. Not if I get there. Sorry, Steven. I wanted to jump into another one here. Apologies, nobody else got in. I'll pop back over after. We'll take a look at a couple things, and I'll look at your team. We'll take a look at my first draft that I think is really money. I really like that first draft we did tonight, and then we'll take a look at your team from the draft before. We'll talk about that. You got Keaton Missile. You're all good, Boogie. Yeah, I actually am like coming around on the stupid Missile, man. I kind of am. I don't really love it, but I am. CD Lamb here, no questions asked. Easy click, easy money. Let's go. I'm kind of coming around. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but I'm clicking a little bit of Keaton Mitchell. I am. It's mostly because of the bye week. Like, it's a really nice bye week to fit into your running back room. Plus, he's obviously a spike week guy. Like, he's also, like he was when he was a rookie too, he's also that like garbage time running back, which the Ravens could be in a lot of garbage time situations. They're a very good roster. They're one of the best rosters in the entire NFL. They could be blowing out a lot of teams. And who are they going to be handing the ball to? Probably Keaton Mitchell. And then he could easily bust a 60-yard touchdown. Boom, he makes your lineup. So healthy Keaton Mitchell. I'm kind of in on it. And I hate to admit it because I was so out on him before, but hell, you could draft 4 Browns quarterbacks in the super flex and still not get the right guy. No doubt, man. The Browns quarterback might not even be on their roster right now. Where did Malik go in the last draft? I assume you think this isn't a super flex. It's a sprint. So Malik Willis did not get drafted. I don't know where he goes in super flex. I'm not doing super flex. That's too smart for me. I'm too dumb to do super flex. Didn't watch college football. If everyone thinks Travis Hunter is coming to take a massive target share, I'm ready to see it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to have a massive target share. He's really good. He's really skilled. I like Travis Hunter. I just don't like the price. I'm not clicking him here. Like in the pre-draft when he's going in the 70s, he was up to like 100s. Like I was clicking him in there before we knew he was going and all that kind of stuff. Now that his price has risen, same thing with RG Harvey. His price is out of control. I think Travis Hunter's price is out of control. Hampton's price is a little too high, although I do click him here and there because I just believe in the player, just not as much. I think Diami is a great late pick off the money. They guaranteed him. Yeah, he is a good click. I clicked Diami Brown too. Don't get me wrong. Again, if he's running fast in a straight line, like that's the whole thesis. I wasn't kidding about what I said. Like that's the whole thesis about those types of players, like MVS, Diami Brown, Alec Pierce last year is a perfect example of what we look for out of that position, which is literally run fast in a straight line. Like Alec Pierce leads the league. He did for the last 2 seasons before last year. I'm going to assume he was very high up there last year. Let's make our pick here, and then we'll go back to what we're talking about. Then we'll finish that thought. Let's do Devon Achane here. Let's do Devon Achane. Like again, Alec Pierce was a perfect example of what we're looking for, and he would have been very, very high as far as league leaders in 9 routes, go routes, right? So I wasn't kidding. Like MBS, Pierce, Diami Brown, run fast in a straight line, and if you're single covered with a corner, throw him the ball sometimes. If it's double coverage with a help safety over the top, then that's going to open up the underneath. So like literally, I'm not kidding. That's literally what you want. Every NFL team should have that guy that just runs fast in a straight line, opens up underneath stuff for your actual wide receivers, your good wide receivers that can run different routes. They're just better. They're more skilled all around, which is BTJ, which is Travis Hunter, which is Brenton Strange, right? And some of the running backs out of the backfield, right? There's all those other options. So all he's doing is clearing it out. And there's tons of guys, even like Turpin, like there's tons of guys. Almost every team in the NFL has that guy that just runs fast in a straight line. And if he's single coverage, he beats his guy, throw him the ball. So Pierce is a perfect example of that last year. That's like the nut outcome for that position is what Pierce does, what MVS used to do in his like heyday of that position, and what Pierce did last year. That's what we're looking for, and that's what we're hoping to get out of Diami Brown. At least that's my take on it. And I'm not kidding. That's literally what it is. Run fast in a straight line. You're open, throw him the ball. Make it easy. Kind of wish I did something different with instead of Achane now. Wow. This is a fun room. Did something crazy happen? Kyron Williams getting pulled up the board. And Chase Brown. Okay. And Jacobs. Okay. And Tyreek. Okay. Okay. I think I just got to take Josh Allen here. I think that's what we're going to do. I kind of want to take McBride. Kind of pairs up nicely with Achane a little bit, just with the Cincinnati correlation. Like they're obviously not correlated, but I take one Cincinnati piece and it satisfies 2 pieces of correlation. But let's take Josh Allen here at a discount. That feels really nice. Again, he's the highest ceiling and highest floor quarterback in the entire NFL. Like, yeah, there's other quarterbacks that are right there with him, Lamar Jackson, but realistically, the most confident I feel is Josh Allen. Everyone's coming around on the missile, it seems. Yeah, it is what it is. Missile always the better click. The missile is going to be a lot of qualifying teams if he's a 0. Neighbors is who I should have picked at 5. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. What's the difference between Diami and Metcalf? Metcalf is a little bit better. He's a little bit better all around. He's faster. He's bigger. He's stronger. And he can run some better routes a little bit better than Diami Brown. Yeah. Like realistically, James Gladstone loved Diami Brown. We knew that. Like he obviously paid him. Gladstone's the guy that paid him. Gladstone's the guy that wanted him when he was with the Rams. Like that's another guy that he talked about when he was getting the job with the Bayshal Tootin thing. So the money, like I get the money, I suppose. Tutu Atwell is a big reason why Diami got that money as well. So there's a lot more like nuance to the money that Diami Brown got. But like Diami Brown would be like poverty Walmart brand Metcalf, I would say. Everyone loves Missile. Everyone loves my Missile. Jalen Lane. Shout out Jalen Lane. I watched a lot of Washington Diamonds used all over the field for an OC and Cliff that we didn't think much of. Maybe in the playoffs, which he was kind of mediocre at best, I thought. Let's do Devonta Smith. Obviously pairs up with Josh Allen. Let's do that. Similar to what we did on BBG's channel a little bit there. Pair it up. Fits our team as well. So that's nice. Feels good. Now I can get a Washington piece that satisfies two pieces of correlation here. So maybe Jalen Lane. It's not Rodgers. It's Arthur. No Fun Smith. Yeah, I can agree with this. I think Josh Palmer does for sure. I think Josh Palmer does for sure. Diami, yeah, maybe. Definitely like more than MVS. Like MVS is literally just run fast in a straight line. Pierce can be. I would say Diami Brown. Like Pierce is the ceiling for Diami Brown. I think you're discounting Alec Pierce right now. Like Pierce is a quality wide receiver. He's a very quality wide receiver. He's not like a world beater, but Diami Brown is nothing to write home about, man, in my opinion. I think all those guys are better clicks than Ayuk. Injury prone, Ayuk. Pup Ayuk. It's not actually Pickens here. I'm never clicking Joe Mixon. Like I'm just not. He's way overpriced for me. It's not Sutton. It's not Pickens. Probably Zay. Kind of has to be Zay Flowers here. Unless this guy takes him, which I hope he don't. Hope he doesn't. Can't talk tonight. Waddle. Okay. I don't mind that. It's Zay. It's Zay for us here. So again, like thinking about how we build this team, I have a Cincinnati piece here, a Cincinnati piece here, a Washington piece, a Washington piece. So Cincinnati and Washington are two teams that I'm going to want a piece of, if it makes sense. I'm not going to like overly reach for it, but if it makes sense, I'm definitely going to do that. In a good shape at wide receiver, in a good shape at running back, and obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the game. So I think I'm in good shape so far. I just want to say I'm going to be lurking the stream until you get off. All right. You know, my background is that draft Superflex streams teams. Nice. Appreciate that. Hey, I'll take it. Usually I do that as well. Usually I have BBG on at night when I'm not particularly listening. Yeah. So like you said, background noise, not particularly listening unless something catches my ear, and then I chime in every now and then. Do later bye weeks matter in this draft? No, nothing changes. Poverty Metcalf, yeah, very poverty Metcalf. Windsor, Canada Metcalf is Josh Palmer. Damn, how'd you do that? Oh, in a super flex. Hey, who aims? This must be super flex. Gibbs JJ with JJ McCarthy. That's got to be a super flex. Obviously, it has to be. Rashad Bateman might be a better pick as part of that passing attack. ADP feels way more affordable than Zay, and I love Zay. I suppose, yeah. I like Zay a lot. Like I really liked Zay Flowers as a rookie. His college tape was unbelievable for that, especially for how horrible that team was. Like Boston College was a dog shit team when he was on that team, and he was exceptional. So far so good. Like this is technically, like we always say, like this is the breakout season. Like I could admit, like, what's the difference between Zay Flowers and Jaden Reed? Not a lot as far as the stat profile is concerned. Obviously, the quarterback is arguable for passing. Like, who's the better passer? Just pure passer of the football, Jordan Love or Lamar Jackson. I still think it's Lamar Jackson, but not by a crazy amount. Like overall NFL player, yeah, Lamar Jackson, no doubt. But like this, in theory, this should be like the breakout season for Zay Flowers. Year 3 wide receiver. Like I buy into the year 3 wide receiver, fodder personally. I think Zay's a great click. I think he's just much better than Bateman for sure. I don't mind the price for Bateman either. I like him. I mean, I like realistically with any offense like this, we like the entry point to pretty much all of the pass catchers, right? You might not love it for Likely, because obviously he's too expensive for tight ends this year, in my opinion. But I take a little bit of them when it makes sense, and I'm sure everybody else does when it makes sense. When you have Lamar and you don't have any other pass catcher, maybe you get Bateman, you want to double stack, bring in Likely, right? So I don't know. I really like Zay Flowers personally. I think he's just a really, really, really good football player. And year 3 wide receiver, I buy into that personally. So what are we doing here? Connor Chan, black badge. Connor Chan, who you taking? Olave, nice. So I'll take Jerry Jeudy again. Again, pair him up with my Josh Allen. And no one else yet. But that brings in Pittsburgh here. Pittsburgh with HN, Pittsburgh with Jeudy. So that brings in that piece. Let's go. Let's go. Had a Windsor water, no ice for you today, Schneid. I appreciate that, man. Shout out Canada. But Windsor's in Ontario, and I kind of hate Ontario. So there you go. Tyler needs to give us an update on the neighbors. PPR Tyler, what does he got? You got some neighbor issues? What's going on there? Across the other building? Rashad came in hot when he hit gay porn hard. Yeah, he did. He finally did. Like last year, he did show up, and then we'll see. I do like him, but what's the difference between Zay Flowers and Khalil Shakir? Zay Flowers is better than Khalil Shakir. Again, if you want to say Zay Flowers and Jaden Reed, that's a tough conversation. But I think Zay Flowers is much, much better than Khalil Shakir. Like Khalil Shakir hasn't even gotten to where Zay Flowers is as a rookie in his 3rd year. This is 4th year Khalil Shakir. He hasn't even gotten to where Zay Floor is and always has been. Like Zay Flowers hasn't hit his peak yet, and Khalil Shakir hasn't even gotten to his floor. You know what I mean? So I don't hate Khalil Shakir either, and I will take him right here. Obviously, if he's still there, it does pair up with my Josh Allen. I kind of don't necessarily have to, but it makes a lot of sense. Actually, I might not. I might just take Caleb here with the double Pittsburgh. I got Cleveland. I've got Miami. I kind of need a running back. There's tons of other Buffalo options that I like. So it's actually probably Caleb if he's still there. Which he probably won't be. Like he needs running back as well. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, so I guess it's just Shakir here because there's really no other click that I really, really like or feel like I need here. Yeah, there's really nothing else that really, really makes a lot of sense. Let's go Khalil Shakir. Let's do it. Don't love that click, but it is what it is. Zay is more of a floor guy. Bateman is the ceiling. You could say that. Yeah. I just think we haven't seen the next step from Zay Flowers. You guys couldn't be more wrong. Are we talking about Bateman and Zay Pepperoni? Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm Zay all the way for sure. Zay gets a lot of screen and pop passes. I'm all right with that, man. Get the guy the ball. So does Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Zay is a dog. Biggest predictor touchdowns is yards. Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Peppertoni's saying. I'm big into Zay personally. I hate clicking Shakir at 80. Flowers in the 50s or 60s, even pretty gross. Yeah, Peppertoni's coming to Zay's defense over here. Agree with this, but that also leads to like the spike week potential for the wide receivers. So, yeah, like I think everybody likes to get one tight end and one wide receiver when they're drafting Lamar, or just one pass catcher. Period. You could go with, but when you are double stacking, you're not double stacking typically a wide receiver like Zay and Bateman. You know what I mean? You're typically going Zay or Bateman and Andrews or Likely, right? So. Typically, that's how I'm building, anyways. Zay can easily score 9 touchdowns while Bateman scores 4, or vice versa. I'd agree with that. Bateman was a first-round pick. Took him a little longer to get going. Plus, he's got a lot of injury history. Like, he's been banged up a bunch. Like, Zay got hurt towards the end of last year, in the last game. But I agree with this. Like, Zay's just a better football player all around. I just think he's a very, 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 very good football player. I'm a big Zay Flowers fan, personally. So I'm going to continue to bet on Zay until I find a reason not to. And I haven't found a reason to not bet on him yet. Yeah. Lamar double stack is the way, like we said. 30% Zay, tough to pay off TDs in that offense. You're not wrong. He just spreads it around. So like both can be true. Both of these things can be true, guys, which they are, because we saw it last year. Like, except for Andrews. Andrews had 11, right? But other than that, it was pretty spread out. I guess Bateman had 8, I think. So that's pretty good. But like somebody said earlier, like that could have been easily 8 to Zay and 4 to Flowers, right? Like somebody said a few minutes ago here. So, Zay is a quicker Wandale PPR merchant. Come on, Boogie. All right, we're not going to change each other's mind. That's fine. That's fine, guys. We're not going to change each other's mind. That's okay. We can disagree. We can have a little disagreement and not have it, ruin our friendship. Yeah, I mean, I like both. But this is kind of true as well. We're definitely going to bring in Jordan Mason here. I absolutely need a running back, and he's by far the best click right here. Pairs up with my Dallas. That's cool. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, I didn't expect, like, I didn't on my bingo card tonight wasn't like, defend Zay Flowers like your life depends on it. But here we are. Man, I didn't expect Zay Flowers to be so divisive tonight. I didn't expect that. I didn't have that on my bingo card. Even BBG profile pick getting bullied off his guys. Don't get bullied, man. Just don't get bullied. I'm not getting bullied. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to bully me. I'll click my guys. I'm staying firm on my stands. I'm not going anywhere. We're not moving. I need a running back, so it's probably Scattaboo here. It kind of has to be Scattaboo here. Yeah, I mean, pairs up. I still need a Washington piece. Pairs up with my Minnesota. Gives me some Vegas outs here. I need a running back. Let's do that. So yeah, if it makes sense for correlation, then I'll do it. If it doesn't, then I won't. But it gives me options. That's fair. I mean, I don't play bingo, but it's kind of a boring ass game. But we have bingo up here, of course, of course. We're getting the swords are out. The swords are out for Zay Flowers. Who's coming around? Who's coming around on it? Pepper Tony, are you a Ravens fan? Sounds like you are. Sounds like you are. I'm with you, man. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I agree. Oh man, Boogie, you're coming out swinging here. Zay had the deep ball element. He'd be a great pick at ADP. Didn't use him that way. It was Bateman and Likely. Zay or Kittle. I'd rather have Zay because there's just way too much value later in the draft at tight end personally. So yeah, I'm always pushing tight end. I'm almost always pushing tight end. So it's Zay over Kittle for me personally. I know a lot of people would probably disagree with that. Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people disagreeing that it's Kittle easily, but I'm pushing tight end. It's just how I'm building, and that's realistically not going to change. Yeah. PPR Tyler. Ball knowers unite. Ball knowers unite. Zay Flowers is a good click. He's a good pick. He's a good football player. Don't change your stand or your stance. Stand on business. Respect the tight end punt. Strategic as fuck. Yeah. I'm pushing tight end every draft. I'm pushing tight end. I might get I'll probably have like 4% Kittle. It's not because I don't like Kittle. That's for sure. That is nowhere near what it is. It's just there's no value there for me personally. And he doesn't even like fall in line with like the San Francisco stacking. That's down here, the back end of the draft. There's Purdy right there, right? There's the San Francisco guys over here, Jennings right there, Ayuk's right there, right? Like that's where the San Francisco guys go, is on the other side of the board than Kittle. And most of the Chicago guys as well go on this side of the board. So it just doesn't ever make sense to take Kittle, in my opinion. So I'm having a hard time with that click just because of that reason, not because I don't like Kittle. I'm not like, realistically, the conversation doesn't even register as Zay Flowers versus George Kittle for me. It doesn't even register that way. Dirty P said his piece. That's it. That's all. Yeah. There you go. Who's my favorite round 15 to 18 tight end? There's a ton. Yeah, I spray and pray. Oh, geez. Talking about something else. Who's my favorite round 15 to 18 tight end? Let's make this pick and then we'll take a look. I don't know if I have a favorite. I am spraying and praying as far as the the tight ends in the later rounds. But let's take a look in a couple seconds here. I'm just going to make this pick and then we'll take a peek. We're a little bit caught up at running back. I like what we did there. I'm happy with where we're at wide receiver for the most part. Wouldn't mind a little more correlation. I'm kind of out of quarterback stack options, sort of. I think we take Andrews here. Speaking of, oh no, we already got Zay. I'm not double stacking here. It's never an OTS draft without Kyle Williams. Let's just bring him in because he pairs with our Buffalo. Makes a lot of sense. It's either Kyle Williams or one of these Jacksonville running backs. And I don't know if you can tell from my tone, but I'm not too stoked to take Jacksonville running backs personally. Any of them, any of the three. I do click them here and there, but it's very here and there. I have more Bayshall than I would like than Travis Etienne. I definitely need a little more Etienne, but I'm not taking them in the sprint. I'm just not. Like the chances of them like smashing. That's another thing with the sprint structure is I'm not taking those crowded rooms. Like, I just don't think it makes a lot of sense to take crowded rooms where it's like, yeah, they could ping pong off each other. That's great in BBM. That doesn't exist in the sprint. It really doesn't. So I wouldn't take any Jacksonville running back unless it makes just a complete stupid amount of sense. I'm not taking any Jacksonville running backs in the sprint personally. Like, I might have 1% all three of them in the sprint, or 2% all three of them in the sprint, something like that. It just doesn't add up for me. Personally. But who's my favorite rounds 15 to 18 tight ends? So I like, what's rounds 15 to 18? Picks 170 and above. We're going to have to make another pick before we talk about that. Rounds 170 and above. We'll get there in a second. So I'm really stacking up this Buffalo situation. Obviously, I have a bring back at wide receiver for each week. So again, I have my DFS lineup. I've got my single stack so far, and I'll get more Buffalo pieces. Not worried about that. So now what I'm going to do is take a quality advance rate piece, I think, that could be a quality advance rate piece, and let's do, or at least like a quality piece with Josh Allen. Let's do Trevor Lawrence here. Let's bring him in. We're done at quarterback now. Feels good. Let's move on. But favorite rounds 15 through 18. All right. So 170 or later. Let's put Fat Freiermuth. Let's put Pat Freiermuth in that. He's 166. He falls there. He's risen a little bit. So we can put Pat Freiermuth in there for sure. I mean, I'm literally drafting all of these guys. Favorite, I mean, if you look at my exposures, it's Cade Otton and Mason Taylor. No question. Juwan Johnson's up there as well. Not Schultz. So it would be these guys. In order, how would I order it? As far as like favorites, as far as like favorites for their price and cost, it would go like this. For their price, this would be how my like favorites list would go. Like, I think Cade Otton is a massive value at cost. I think Mason Taylor is a pretty good value at his cost, and he pairs up a lot with what I'm doing. Pat Freiermuth, I think, is a value at cost. Juwan Johnson, I think, is a massive value where he goes. Gesicki, yeah, this is how I would do it. And then Terrence Ferguson's my favorite, like, dart throw last round pick. He's been my guy all season. If you watch the show from the big board, you know how much I like Terrence Ferguson. So that's kind of how I would like rank it as far as like favorites. But I mean, it depends on your build. So I'll take 3 of these guys and be happy with my tight end room. I could draft 3 straight tight ends to finish the draft. Let's say you go like Freiermuth, Taylor, and Ferguson. Perfect. I'm happy with that. Well, not super happy because I'd rather 2 vets. So let's say Freiermuth, Johnson, and Terrence Ferguson. That's fine by me. So that's kind of the way I'm doing it a little bit. Let's get rid of those guys. Oh, geez. Let's catch up here. I don't know who Dave from DDQ is, but or DDE. I don't know who Dave from DDE is, but I don't know. Maybe. I guess. Yeah, this is it. Daily Driven Exotics. Don't know what that is. Better than Zay in the flex. Yeah, but not a wide receiver. You got to start at 3. I have no idea what last year's sprint winner was. I just assumed it'd be Juice McCaffrey. I have no idea who it was or what their team looked like for the sprint. No idea. I didn't play any sprints last year. Not one. And here we are. Kind of loving it this year. But we'll see how that goes. I have no idea what the sprint winner looked like. That'd be worth looking at, considering I like built my strategy without even knowing what the winning team texture looks like. It's going to be Trey Benson here. I like that. Helps me out at running back and catch up there. Yeah, Hartman won't let it go, man. The Zay stuff. Last year, Sprint Will only had 33 points at tight end over 3 weeks. Yeah, that sounds about right. 10 points, that's good. Actually, that's better than average. That's better than average. Average tight end point is like 8 points a week for on average. So that's actually quite good for 3 weeks. 33 points, 11 points per game. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Cade 100% of the snaps. Auden, yeah, you bet, man. I like Cade Auden a lot. I think he's just a huge value. Huge value. I was a massive fan of him out of Washington as a tight end. I thought he was the second best tight end in that draft class after Trey McBride, obviously, and it feels like that worked out pretty good for me, that take. I had him everywhere in Dynasty and stuff like that. I know you can see it on the Overzet Badge Roll stream where they did the sprint. Okay. 2 weeks ago. That'd be worth checking out. Saw drafted and somebody drafted McCaffrey the last pick. Luke McCaffrey, I think you mean. I think that's a great click, actually. I actually think Luke McCaffrey is a fine click. I was drafting him in the big board a little bit, especially with Noah Brown going down. I think Luke McCaffrey is a good click with your last pick of the draft with round 18. I think he's fine there. I really, really do. I really, really do. A Cincinnati player kind of has to find his way on this roster. We're taking Cade Auden here, obviously. Now we're good. Now our like DFS lineup is set. It's set. I have double stack, single bring back in each week with my Buffalo. Fuck yeah. This is exactly how I want to be building. So I've got Kyle Williams bring back, Jerry Jeudy bring back, and Devonta Smith bring back with Buffalo, one of the best offenses, high scoring offenses in the NFL, the highest scoring offense in the NFL last year. Quality running backs. I would hope high ceiling type of guys, at least Achane is for sure. I think Mason can be a touchdown guy. I mean, I wouldn't mind some more juice in this running back room. If for some reason Jaden Blue falls to me, like that would be a massive fall, but I would definitely take him here just to get some juice in my life. But I doubt that happens. So we'll see. We will see. Highly doubt that happens. 5 more picks. What's our build going to be? 2-6-7-3 or 2-6-7-3 or 2-5-8-3, something like that. Definitely 2 quarterbacks, definitely 3 tight ends is what we're going to have. Yeah. And all the Diami Brown talk, this could be a Diami Brown team. Could absolutely be a Diami Brown team. That's for sure. No, of course I know what the advance rate is. Yeah. Are you talking to me or Pepper Tony? Who are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking. Yeah, of course I know the structure of the tournament I'm drafting. Come on, Al Boogie. I hope you weren't talking to me. Oh, I didn't even know. Sorry. I didn't even know the advanced truck in the sprint was 2-12, then 3 week. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, that's what makes it so cool. Like you just got to get in. You just got to get through your pod and you're in the finals. Boom, you're in the finals. Done. That's awesome. That sounds super fun. Like you got a shot. Like you're in it. You always have a shot. You're not dead. Well, unless you score like 80 points. Like if you score 80 points in week 15 in the 9,300 team like pod, you're fucked. But hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Let's go Brenton Strange, obviously. pair him up with our Trevor Lawrence. Then I could bring in Diami Brown or Parker Washington if for some reason Diami Brown goes. I'd rather Diami Brown. He should be on the field more. And again, that spike week, like we talked about, run fast in a straight line. Sometimes you're going to get the ball and find yourself in a 40-yard touchdown and show up in my fantasy lineup. So there we go. I like the way this team is going. This one's fun. So the first team I drafted and the first team and the third team that we drafted tonight were fun. The second team made it work, but I don't really love it as much as the other two here. This one's really fun. I like this one a lot. It can really work. Second draft kind of went off the rails, but that's how she goes. That is how she goes. 4 more picks. So we'll see who's there. Kind of the only thing we're not doing is another quarterback. So we'll see who's there at running back, and that will kind of dictate if I can stop at 5. And I don't think there's a running back in here that would allow that regardless of anything. I really don't. I really, really don't. But I can stop at 7 wide receivers potentially. Yeah. I don't want to do that either. I want to take 5 running backs. I want to take 5 running backs is what I want to do. Let's go with Mike Gesicki here because he correlates with someone on our team everywhere. And the bye weeks are in a good spot. I don't need any more correlation anywhere. So let's bring in Mike Gesicki. It's either Mike Gesicki or Andre Yoshivas, and give me Gesicki over Yoshivas for sure. So let's do that. We're done at tight end now. We've got some nice correlation. We've got some really nice correlation. We're not going to get a Washington piece. That's just not going to be in the cards, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we still don't know what we're doing as far as the rest of the construction here. 3 more picks. And it's either 1 or 2 wide receivers. Not sure yet. It's either 1 or 2 running backs. We're not sure yet. We'll kind of see how that works out. And then after this stream, I definitely hit my my 7. So I'll look forward to that juicy promo money coming into my account, Underdog. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. A little free Best Ball Mania draft action. And then hopefully there's another deposit bonus coming out soon. I maxed the last deposit bonus. That's 10 free BBMs. So that's 11 total free BBMs I got coming to me. That feels good. That feels really nice. Burton has a chance to pass Andre, and I think he has more upside if he does. I mean, yeah, he has a chance. I just don't think he does. I don't think he does, and I don't know if he has more upside. Like, Andre Yoshivas has already shown that he is a touchdown merchant. Like, his averages are kind of crazy. Or not averages, like, I guess you could say averages. 10 touchdowns in, call it 50 catches. Like 1 every 5 catches, Yoshivas is getting into the end zone. Is Burton ever going to do that in his life? I highly doubt it. So 30-year wide receiver, came in the best shape of his life. He's already a track star. We've seen nothing but problems out of Jermaine Burton. So I don't know. I'm team Yoshivas personally as a Bengals fan. Missed the news that Underdog decide the sprint was so bad that they'll pay us to play it. I mean, same thing happened with the marathon. Like the marathon and the sprint didn't fill last year. They both had overlay. So they got to do something to try to fill these tournaments, offer some promos, try to get people to draft it. I like the sprint. Like I didn't last year and I didn't earlier in this, draft cycle. But now I definitely came around when I, talked through it. I drafted it with Fantasy Dog Pound over there on his channel a couple weeks ago. And it's like, man, this is fun. Like you get out of your pod. We're doing DJ Giddens here over Diami Brown. If Diami Brown's still there, wonderful. I'll obviously smash him at 197 here, but we get some correlation with Indy week 17 and that, now I can stop at 5 and be okay with it, I think. So we'll see, but it's definitely Brown if he falls back to me. If not, I can take Parker Washington or just say, Trevor Lawrence and Brenton Strange is good enough. I can just say that. So we'll see what we end up doing. But yeah, they neither of them filled and they had overlays. So you got to do something to fill these tournaments. But I just think the sprint's fun, man. Like I had 28 teams advance in Best Ball Mania, which is better than average. It's better than average. It's better than most. I had 28 teams advance. I had one fucking team get out of week 15. 1 out of 28. Like that is a real kick in the dick, man. I was really not I was not happy at all. I was not happy at all, obviously, last year. But if it was the sprint and I had 28 advance, I might have had one, kicking around in week 17 that if I had like 190 points, 200 points, just like the nut outcome of that week, maybe I win, few $1,000s or something like that. So, I've come around to the sprint for sure. I'm in on it. I'm going to do at least 50 sprints personally, and maybe more. I will see how many more I get in, but that's kind of my minimum. I'm doing 50 of this. It'll be fun. Hopefully I could advance, I don't know, 8 or so out of that if I do 50 and then have 8 shots in the final. Boom, you're in the final. Yeah, it's 9,300, teams, but at least you're in it. You got a runner. And the price, yes, this is another thing. Al Boogie, thanks for bringing that up. The price point was way too high. It was $50 entry last year. $50. That's crazy. And we did get Diami Brown, so that's awesome. Smash auto click. Let's go. $50 last year. It's $20 this year. Less than half the entry point. So yeah, give me the sprint this year at $50. I wasn't. That's 2 BBMs, 2 BBMs or 1 sprint. I'm not drafting a single sprint. $20 now, like still like it'd be cool if it was $10. That'd be really sweet. I would maybe max it if it was 10, like the Eliminator. I might try to max the Eliminator. We'll see. I'll probably do again at least 50, but probably 100 Eliminators. We'll see. And then I'm gonna get some sprints in as well. So. Yeah, the price point was definitely an issue. I'll shoot $200 or so at sprint. Maybe I get lucky, finish top 100 and win $500. Sheesh. Yeah, I know. Like it is kind of tough. Getting 2.5 times my money on a top 1% finish is such a smash spot. Yeah, like if you max this thing, it's $3,000, right? So you got to finish basically top 50 for sure. If not, hopefully a little more than top 50, right? But let's call it top 30 and you're making money, right? Which is not easy to do. 5,500 or 55,000 entries, right? It's obviously not easy, but 150K up top. The top 10, like it's obviously top heavy, and all these tournaments are top heavy, of course. Like nothing's flat. BBM is relatively, even the puppies are get your max money back with the finals appearance. So yeah, like realistically, you get your money back if you advance. So yeah, just getting 2 out of 12, like unless you have like even if you have a 30% advance rate, like that's pretty good, and you might win your money back, at least come close to it. Like if you maxed it with 150, you got 50 teams through, like you might come close to getting your money back. We got one more pick. It's a pretty important click. I feel like I think I'm okay with this running back room. I'm just going to say I'm okay with this running back room. Yeah, I'm just gonna lean in that I'm fine with the high end quarterback and a high end wide receiver. Like, let's just say that we're good at running back. We don't need like the nut outcome at running back. And let's take another wide receiver. Efton Chisholm sighting. An F ton of Jism, as was stated in the PPR, the Typhel Tower earlier tonight. Pretty funny. F ton of Jism sighting. I'm not on board with that personally, but one Twitter route is all it takes to get them on people's draft boards. That's fun. Denver or the Jets just doesn't make sense to take any of those pieces as bringbacks for my Jacksonville. You could definitely say that like Adonai Mitchell would have been the bringback for Jacksonville instead of DJ Giddens, and I wouldn't fault you for saying that. You would be right for the most part, but we're going to bring in Elijah Moore again, but we're pairing him up with the Buffalo stack. I don't know if I want to just lean in on Shakir and Kincaid with all the bringbacks. Like, let's bring in a third pass catcher, a second wide receiver for Josh Allen in these DFS game stacks that we're doing here. Devonta Smith, Judy, and Kyle Williams as the bringbacks. I really like this team a lot. This is like my favorite team I've drafted tonight. This could be really fun. It's easier to not have the nuts than have the nuts. I'm preferring contests where I can get a return without needing the nuts. Fair enough. Like, realistically, you're going to need like basically nut week in the sprint, one of the 3 weeks, no questions. Like, you're gonna, like, let's say that the absolute nut score is like 200 points. You're gonna need at least 190 one of those weeks for sure. That's not even a question. And again, that's why I'm building the way I'm building for that ceiling. Like, you're going to need one of those weeks. No questions asked in the sprint. Afton Chisholm is a psyop. That's a good take. That's a good take. Which contest is that, Dirty P? Yeah, good point. Don't need the nuts and BBM or eliminator or practically any other contest except weekly winners and the sprint. Yeah, you kind of need the nuts in week 17 to win the whole tournament in Best Ball Mania. Mind you, don't need it to get your money back because all you have to do is make the finals, right? But you have to, like, you still, like, I think Hartman's kind of saying the same thing. Like, you do have to get a like close to nut outcome. Again, if the nut outcome is 200 points, you're going to need at the very least like 185, 190, like 180 to 190 points, no question, in BBM, like one of those weeks, sort of a thing, just to get through. Like, there's no pod luck. You know what I mean? Like, let's say in the sprint, your first week you put up 160 points and the nut outcome is 200. You put up 160. The nut score for the week is 190 and you're at 160. You're 30 points back, which is actually quite large in this, but you're still in it. Then the next week you have like the nut outcome of the tournament. So again, let's call it 200 points. You're at 190, right? Then you're probably like in the top 10, most likely. Then week 17, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the way that it has to go in this tournament for you to like really bank it and make a lot of money. I think it's really fun structure and like different strategy too than it is with the other tournaments. Maybe like, yeah, any other tournament really. Like, it's like the ugly cousin of Best Ball Mania, more or less. Like, there's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences in this tournament. So I just think it's fun. And the fact that you're in the final, there's no pod luck. You do have to put up ceiling scores 3 weeks in a row, but what is that ceiling? I'm not even sure. I should probably watch that stream that Pete Overzet had with the Badge Bros and see what that nut score was. Like, was it 600 points? I highly doubt that. Was it 500 points? Maybe. What was the point total that got the win in the sprint last year? I should probably go find that out, really. But I think pod luck feature, not a bug. So I'm different in thinking that way, it seems. Yeah, fair enough. Boogie thinks you're negative. We'll blow through this team. We're going to do I'll ask if Steven Hines, is Steven Hines still in the chat? If you're still in the chat, I'll go over your team because I said I would from the last draft. And then we'll take a look at, similar to what we did in the first draft, how we built, which is similar to this one. I think this is the way to go. Like, I think this is the perfect, honestly, I think this is one of the perfect ways you could draft this structure of tournament. So we got Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence, Devon Achane, Jordan Mason, Cam Scatteraboo, Trey Benson, and DJ Giddens. 0 overlapping buys, which I like in my running back room when I'm only taking 5. CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, Jerry Jeudy, Khalil Shakir, Kyle Williams, Diami Brown, and Elijah Moore. Don Kincaid, Brenton Strange, and Mike Gesicki. So no overlapping bye weeks in my tight end room either. All nice quality vets. I've got double stacked Josh Allen, double stacked Trevor Lawrence. I got a bring back in week 17 with DJ Giddens for my Jacksonville stack. And then I've got the bring back in week 17, 16, and 15 for my double stack Buffalo. Not only that, I've got Mike Gesicki, who pairs with Zay Flowers, who pairs with Devon Achane, who pairs with Trey Benson. What else do I got for correlation? That's basically it because it all lines up. CeeDee Lamb with Jordan Mason, Cam Scatteraboo and Jordan Mason, right? I've got a lot of correlation in here and like that core game stack of Buffalo versus everybody else. So I'm really happy with this team. This one was fun. This was a good one. Maybe we won't. I mean, if you want to see what we drafted earlier, just go back. I got a couple slows in the sprint going. Just go back and watch it. I didn't realize we're 2.5 hours into this sucker. We're going to get out of here unless Steven Hines is still in the chat. I don't think he is. He hasn't chimed in. If you are, let me know. If not, we're going to wrap this up. That was a fun one. I like that. I like the different strategy, and it actually worked out. I thought all the teams were fun. I think it's a good strategy. I think we made it work. The first draft and the last draft, I think were potential, like, as long as they advance, they got a real shot at making some serious money. So fingers crossed that they advance. We'll be back probably not tomorrow night, but at some point during the weekend. I got a lot of stuff to do around the house. It's a weekend. We got some construction to do, that sort of stuff. By construction, I mean paint, but we got some painting to do. But we'll be back at some point over the weekend, either Sunday or Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to golf tomorrow, watch a movie with the wife. Wish me luck on the links. Hopefully I break 90. I better, or else I'll be upset with myself. Yeah, we'll be back, like I said, either Saturday or Sunday. Probably ripping schnauzers is probably what we'll be doing. I still have my Greyhound as well, so maybe we'll do that, but no one else can get into it. Typically, most people have drafted. But either way, let's get out of here. You'll have your night back. Like I always say on Off the Schneid, if you're afraid to be wrong, you'll never be right. Hopefully tonight we ship the sprint. Thanks, you guys, for coming out. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the weekend.